Pranxis, gone wrong. Loading right up. Waiting for the music to work. Camera bleeding.
Hibiscus.
Hi.
I think it's not catching.
Hello?
Like bring it up a little. It just seems like it's quiet.
I just have to not yell. Okay. Hopefully, we are fine. Hopefully, everything is fine.
Taking so long.
I don't know.
It updated, right?
Yeah.
Well, doing.
Guess we're just gonna sit for a minute. Don't vibe. Maybe I'll take a nap.
Shouldn't be taking this long.
No, it shouldn't.
Hey. We might be a little quiet for a few while we load here.
Try to figure out a couple things that are going on.
Streamlabs might be acting funky. So we'll...
Hello? I'm gonna relaunch Psycholonials.
Music isn't working at all.
Because it wasn't playing.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, it was loading that for some reason. It was loading end of a chapter we didn't finish.
Sword. I don't know what the sword is.
I do too.
Alright, we're getting into it then.
Why are the police here? Oh god. Abby, you can't tell them I'm here. What? Why? Because they're looking for me? That's definitely why they're here. They finally started snooping around my social media and they connect me and with you and... Damn, why did I... God damn it, I should have known this would happen. Z, what did you actually do? Does this have to do with the Bitcoin stuff? No, not at all. It's worse. I just have to hide. I'm going out back to the horse barn. Please get rid of them, Abby. I'll explain later.
Hey, we're getting right into it.
The horse barn? No, just stay in my room. Please, don't do anything stupid. I can handle this. No, I can't be in here. What if they have a warrant? I need to hide. Tell them it's unconstitutional to search a woman's horse barn. First of all, the stable, not a barn. Also, I don't think that's even true. Sure it is, just, like, keep mentioning the Constitution. The Constitution protects your rights as a horse owner. Just say that until they go away. I'm not talking about the Constitution with a fucking cop. You can get tax breaks as a racehorse owner. So... Shove it, Abby. If they don't have a warrant, I'll just make them go away. I'll say I haven't seen you in a while. Then can you tell me what's actually going on? Yeah, sure, just get rid of those fucking cops. Ah!
Sorry, I'm just... He's fleeing!
Flee! I would be too.
Of course we got horse ass.
Won't be hussy without horse ass.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out to make sure the police go away. Sure enough, they drive off after what seems like an eternity. Looks like Abby got the job done. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, the cops are gone. I think you have some explaining to do. I can explain. Turn tech guy had. Poor horse having to witness all of this, yeah. Welcome, Turn Tech Guy Head. I like your name.
I like your name too. Welcome.
Yes, maybe you can start with your car and why they found it near a dead cop. I was gonna tell you about that, what happened that night, but I couldn't bring myself to. We're having a good time, and I didn't want to ruin everything by talking about dead cops and all that shit I went through that night. Like, traumatic. Okay, it sounds like you went through something terrible. We're having a good time, and I didn't want to ruin everything by talking about dead cops and all the shit I went through that night. What?
You skip a lot? Okay, it sounds like you went through something terrible.
Oh, you were Spooky Snakes. Welcome.
Oh, hello!
I read this, and then there was another page, right? That was different. And then I read that page, and then we were back on this page. Did you see that?
No.
No?
I think you're losing your mind, personally. Personally, I think you're Kooky Banana. You're Froyo.
I eat some Froyo. So let's just slow it down. I'm not mad. You didn't tell me. I promise. But please, just tell me everything, because obviously I'm involved now. Illuminati confirmed. I need to know everything so we can figure out what to do. Yeah, that's fair. Well, the bottom line is, I shot a cop. I'm just gonna reload this. I haven't reloaded it. We're still at 70?
Still good.
Still 70, yeah. What? You said you'd be cool. Okay, I will be, but holy shit? When? Was this that night you came over soaking wet? Yeah. Oh god, and that fucking bullet hole, that was a cop bullet. Damn it, I knew this was all fishy. You've been lying your ass off about all of this, spinning all these crazy stories about how you shot your own manifesto like it was some manic, creative episode, when you were just covering up killing a cop? Please don't be mad at me. You said you wouldn't be mad. Well, you did kill somebody. I'm not mad, I'm just losing it. It would all be kind of funny if it wasn't so serious, so if I'm understanding right, you actually tried to drive to my house that night, even though I told you were drunk, and I told you not to do that, and I read the wrong words. You crashed somewhere, and a cop came by, and then he shot at you? Yeah? Why?
Why?
I was trying to grab my manifesto, and I think he thought I was reaching for a gun, so I started mouthing off at him, and he fired, so I, jumped at him. I guess kind of wrestled him for a bit. Jesus Christ. I got his gun, and I shot him a bunch of times. I don't regret it, because he was a piece of shit and deserved it. Yeah, so I'm still not really... Then you got a ride to my place? No. Cop's dash cam probably recorded me, so I drove the police car. So I took the police car and drove it into the ocean. Oh my god. The puddle. The puddle. The puddle. You sneaky. But yeah, I got an Uber from the wharf after that. Then I kept meaning to tell you, but I never could bring myself to, and I just wanted to forget about it, really. I guess I can't blame you. It sounds horrifying. Well, it was, for the pig bastard I shot. Damn. I really need some time to process it. Wait. Pop showed me a picture of some guy. He asked me if I've seen him before. Oh, shit. That was... That was probably Percy. Percy? The shrimp sheep I was fucking with before I went out that night. Why do they have that picture? Because I gave it to them? Z! I know, it was stupid. I called 911 to report my car stolen to set up an alibi, sorta. They kept asking questions, so I panicked and said he was my ex-boyfriend. I shouldn't have, though. Both Aradia faces,
Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't have, though. It was the one mistake I made in an otherwise flawless cover-up. Flawless, sure. You should probably tell him he's been implicated in a crime. I've been thinking about it, but if I couldn't bring it myself to tell you, imagine how I feel about dealing with him. So whatever I say to him, I might just be incriminating myself. I need to think about it more. You also, couldn't have picked a worse possible time to be a fugitive. You just launched a whole social media brand and have a ton of new followers. In fact, that's almost certainly how they connected you with me. I know it is. That's why they came to your house. I know it is. That's why they came to your house. Oh, sorry. Z, you really are such a spectacular disaster. I know, God, I'm a complete fuck up, and I'm scared about all this. I don't know what to do, except, keep fighting. I think that's why I've been pushing so hard with all this brand shit. Fight? To fight? Yeah. I want to cower, not from people who hate me, not from my past, not from the fucking police. You're hiding in a horse barn. You cowered in a horse barn from the police. Don't want to cower, not from the police.
I wonder.
Every time Z says some shit, I drink an entire bottle of water.
Oh. Oh, I left my water in the car, actually.
It's okay. Don't press the button.
Want me to do something?
Yeah.
I guess this is the only way I know how. It sort of makes sense. Pretty risky, though. But it's not like any of this is really your fault. You're defending yourself. Yeah, but they won't see it that way if they catch me. Of course not. Don't worry. I won't let them catch you. Just stay in my house until we get this to blow over somehow. Now on, we didn't stream or make content together. Don't make it obvious you were posting content out of my house. Can't give the cops any reason to think you're hiding here. You actually think I should keep working on my brand? Of course I do. Doing great so far. The Jubilate stuff is, so crazy and weird. A lot of my fans are really clicking with it. Plus, we're only getting warmed up with our Pranxis efforts.
Yeah, it would be a shame to pull the plug on it right now. On that now. Your parents are on the ropes. When all is said and done, what difference is a little more crime gonna make? In for a penny, right? In for a billion. Z is such a bad person that she makes Frisco look like... Yeah, a little bit. But, you also feel like Z isn't a bad person, and that's the wild thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because, we're really kind of rooting for her.
Yeah. When we absolutely probably should not be. She committed murder and is starting a cult.
Well...
And we're just like, yeah, girl. You go, girl.
Give us nothing.
Only $1 billion? Pfft, that's a chicken feed number. Been training you too well. I just don't want to see you give up. It would suck so much to let this shitty incident defeat you when you were the one who was attacked. Just keep following your vision. I'll do everything I can to protect you. I burp.
You want me to read for Abby and you... Oh, you're not dying?
Yeah. Alright, I'll keep fighting then.
Good. What's next on the Jubilate agenda?
I was going to post the next chapter soon. This is where the dogma starts getting dicey.
Dicier than Pranxis?
Well, not legally dicey, I mean socially. It's entering the arena of weird gender shit. Like skirting the edges of whatever I was ranting about when I got myself fucking canceled during my nuclear meltdown.
Oh.
We're going to Gender Town?
Oh no.
Should be fine though. I think this is all actually good shit. And fuck the haters anyway. I think the brand is beyond cancellation at this point. They can try their worst, but it all just goes into the discourse machine now. Use it to my advantage to keep business booming.
That's what I like to hear. I'm excited to see it. When does it drop?
Still need to walk everybody through Pranxis. We also forgot to mention that she stole $1 billion.
Yeah, billionaires. Or he's going to steal it. I don't know. I don't think they've actually done that.
Yeah, new gender about to drop.
The gender.
That's a whole fucking thing, as you know.
Certainly is.
But maybe in a week they'll be ready for the real truth bombs.
Great. I'm happy to hear you have a plan. Really rattled by the police stuff, but I think if we work together, we can get this under control.
Yeah. Hey babe, new gender just dropped in Psycholonial.
Let's just try to forget about all this for today. Really upsetting hearing about what happened.
Starving.
The face. Face.
It's fine. I'm benefiting from the healing vibes of Dave Hoof. True MVP of this outfit.
Yeah, he sure is.
I thought it was gonna say to be continued.
I thought it was too. I was like, you're kidding me.
Uh-oh. Another week slips by like it's nothing. The passage of time is helpless against the momentum of your brand. March towards 1 million followers is inexorable as it is inexhibitable as it is captivating. Even Abby, with her vast following, is taken aback by your rapid rise. You may have captured lightning in a bottle, which is hard to explain, but it'd be the intrinsic allure of clowns, socialist demagoguery, your unique flavor of showmanship, your ability to manipulate discourse and controversy to your benefit. So true. So true. That's all those big accounts, and I don't get it. Yeah. Her Instagram account is real.
They're posting cosplays on it now.
Nice.
They're seeing they did like a Viscagram thing where they just like posted the actual picture. But now they're reposting people's cosplays of Z onto it. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's because
there's some really talented people on there.
It's becoming real life.
Can you shut up for
It's
once?
Hussey trying to talk about how he killed the cop and stole $8 billion in Bitcoin. It's still just a matter of riding Abby's multi-million follower coattails. Or maybe it's just plain pandemic-driven boredom juicing the numbers. No one seems to have the answer, but it's hard to argue with the results, and Chaos Crypt be like, Is this our buffoonery? Or is this the pandemic? You have taken to the Jubilite lifestyle with more gusto than Abby herself. Previous week, she has unveiled her new Clown Sona to uproarious acclaim. Apple Pie is a hit, and her Clown Sona posts are getting higher levels of engagement than even she's used to.
Yeah. Of course.
I like the little butterfly look.
Peter Griffin enthusiast!
I ship Zabble Pie. All I see here is queen shit. Be eaten good with all this serve. Hussey's life story told in the cryptic story about— yeah, exactly, that's what I've been talking about. I don't know if you were here for last stream, I don't think you were, but we, like, went on in Hussey's Instagram and compared it to, Z's Instagram and pointed out, like, that Hussey did almost the same thing when he dropped Psycholonials that Z did when they dropped, the Jubilite Manifesto. It was kind of creepy. Kinda creepy. Something peculiar is going on which hasn't happened, which wasn't supposed to happen. Your following is spiking right along with yours. Began around at 3 million, now it's sitting at 3.5. There's unanticipated synergy between your two brains, which lends something to the claim that you aren't just coasting off her cloud anymore. You're starting to get a boost from yours as well. You missed it because of a blackout. Are you doing okay? Creepy, yeah, I bet.
You're safe now.
Yeah. Now that she's figured out radical clown energy is nearly as good for business as fashionably standing certain K-pop groups, she continues hyping your brand with all the more enthusiasm. Yeah. Blackouts are... hate blackouts. Your public lessons on Pranxis are a hit as well. Stories of the fandom's implementation of those ideas have begun to circulate, becoming a form of content unto itself. Abby's been doing a masterful job of convincing her parents it's all just part of their ploy to own the gullible libs, drive clicks, and take their money. Pranxis life hacks? Cool. Cool. Take my money. Take my money. Give me Bitcoin. Anyone eavesdropping on her calls with her parents now would be hard-pressed to tell her apart from a staunch Republican. She gives all credit to her mom and dad for training her too well on how to sound like them. Yeah, we're good. It was the ice storm. Oh, a week without power, but we're okay, and I'm back in school. I'm really glad to hear you're okay. That sucks, though. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
We've gone, like, a couple days before without power. But I don't think it's ever hit a week.
Yeah, no.
5-minute crap. What did they say?
Don't cry, Craft.
Don't cry, Craft. Welcome to Don and Phil Crafts.
No! Hi, Achiko!
Oh, well, there's people here.
Speaking.
We have been working on getting someone to affiliate today. She needs frickin' 4 more followers if anybody wants to help out with that.
Yeah, she's at 46 out of 50, so if you're not following Grim already, please go drop her a follow. We're trying to get her to 50 today.
It's part of a program we're doing on our LGBT streamer Discord of trying to get one... Oh, at 47.
47, cool.
Awesome.
Still, if you're not following already, go check her out. She's cool. And we'd love to be able to get her to 50 before the end of the night.
Yeah. We're trying to get one person a day to affiliate from the LGBT community. So, we're hoping to pull it. We were able to get 2 people there yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyone eavesdropping on our calls with their parents, staunch Republican. Yes. What? But tonight you prepare for something completely different. It has nothing to do with financially subverting the wealthy in a playful manner. Wish you could follow a second time. I did. You're now delving into the part of your manifesto which engages with the delicate politics of various social constructs. Delivery requires a deft touch, so you take some time to revisit the material before going live with it. Everything is further complicated by the fact that you need to keep a low profile. You set up a streaming studio in the other wing of Abby's house, never doing anything to indicate the 2 of you are in the same building. You don't even use your Wi-Fi, in case that's clever and subpoena Instagram. In case they get clever and subpoena Instagram for tracing purposes, or whatever it is they think they can do. You only stream through your phone's wireless data plan, which is what you're preparing to do right now as it so happens.
You're almost ready to stream?
Almost. Just brushing up on all this first. Personally called out by this. Also, I need to release the chapter itself, which will take a minute.
I've gotten so antsy to see how everyone will react to new stuff.
Yeah, you've turned into a real discourse dumpster diver.
Well, it's all a lot more interesting than the discourse my brand usually gets.
Your discourse just revolves around the fact that you're hot. How good or bad your opinions were on K-pop. I think the occasional horse girl fight would erupt.
Yeah.
Have to head out for a bit, but I'll come back and join you later. Thank you for stopping by. Love the new name, and I'm glad that you're doing well. It's good to hear from you again and know that you're safe.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
I notice you've been dolled up in your clown Sona paint a lot more often lately too, even in your posts.
I love my clown Sona.
Not that I'm complaining, but it seems like my brand has completely hijacked yours at this point. The Jubilite cultural hegemony is truly a force to be reckoned with.
Sure seems that way. All I know is I'm just having a lot more fun with putting your thing in the spotlight than what I was doing before. I think my whole influencer routine was getting a little stale, to be honest.
Nothing like a ton of outrageous clown propaganda to liven things up. I'm proud to have fully indoctrinated you. No matter what happens from now on, I'll consider you my greatest conquest.
Wow.
Okay, I just posted the new shit. Let's wait a little while for that to make the rounds, then I'll start streaming.
Wanna, like, rehearse your message or anything?
I usually just wing it the moment I start streaming. Feels more real that way.
Maybe we could talk about it anyway, so it's fresh in your mind.
Sure, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I read the chapter, and I've mainly been wondering how serious you are about this.
About what?
Clown gender.
New xenogender just dropped. Hussy made a xenogender, is what I'm getting for this. No idea where Hussy is going with it.
Me neither.
Abby, I am dead fucking serious about clown gender.
Totally believe that. I mean, I personally think it's interesting and all, but I think a lot of people will probably think you're joking. Or, like, trivializing a delicate subject.
Of course they will. That's good, actually. Will help drive discourse and pull more people in, but the theoretical foundations of clown gender are totally solid. I think most of our fans will start capping for the idea, especially the sheep.
Naturally. You can always count on the sheep for your strong base of support.
I fully expect the sheep to start identifying as clown gender in their bios. If not, I will be disappointed in them.
Sure they won't let you down. Hey, wait, does that mean there are clown pronouns? Pro-clowns, if you will?
I actually did come up with pronouns one time, but I never included them in the manifesto.
What were they?
Weak, whim, whiz.
What is happening? I guess I can see why they didn't make the cut.
I think if I busted out those clown pronouns, people would really think I was taking a big gender piss. Plus, I think it would get fucking annoying if tons of people started referring to themselves as squeak and whimself and shit. Let's see. I'm confused. Like, I don't think he's trying to be transphobic, and I don't think it is because of how it's commenting on a lot of it. Avoiding doing the pronouns to avoid making people think it was a big gender piss. Like, pissing on, gender. But also this. Now, what do you think?
I don't know. Not in the best taste.
Yeah, not in the best taste. But we do know that it seems like a little bit transphobic, but also we have seen Hussy being a lot more pro-trans people than before.
Yeah.
So that's what makes this feel really weird. Because Hussy made June trans, and Eridan trans, and all them. And
But was
Solix.
that actually him, or was it the new people?
I
team?
think. Well, they obviously had to ask him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He obviously had to be perfectly fine with it. But also, that this might be Hussy doing it because trying to dig Z further into a hole of bad.
Yeah.
Because we've also already seen that Z is not good person.
I don't think this was the right way to do.
Yeah. We'll see where this goes, I guess. There are certain decisions you can make with clown ideology that are just plain irresponsible.
Clearly. And we've shown nothing but impeccable restraint by promoting Pranxis.
Yeah, Pranxis is just telling hilarious everybody to do a bunch of hilarious crimes. That is another fact. He's also having people commit crimes.
As someone who uses xenogenders, I don't think this is phobic. It's layers and layers of beings. I don't think Hussey itself is commenting.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I think it depends on interpretation.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it was in the best taste, but I think it's more of a misguiding rather than blatant hostility,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
It's sitting on a very weird line of if Hussey takes it a little bit in a bad direction, then it starts becoming an issue.
There are no clown pronouns. How do clown gender people refer to themselves?
Literally any pronouns are applicable. He, she, they, okay. The wild card gender, like pulling out the Joker card for that part of your identity.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just reading ahead. If I recall, there's a gender triangle with 3 genders, male, female, and clown on each point?
That's a bit simplistic. You're excluding non-binary from the spectrum. See, look. The pyramid is a gender continuum. The bottom horizontal axis is the spectrum ranging from male to female with non-binary in the middle. That's all standard. You position yourself on this axis however you like, then moving up the y-axis takes you closer to clown gender. The higher you go, the less you resonate with the entire concept of gender at all. Like you're transcending the entire conventional spectrum and seeing gender from the farcical social construct it is. That's why it's clown gender. It embodies whimsical attitude to the whole ideal. So I was a bit suspicious of Hussey, and then Hussey pulled this out, and I'm like,
what the?
You got a point.
Huh. What the fuck's going on?
Am I resonating with clown gender? The fuck? I fucking hate Andrew Hussey. Any pronouns are fine. A true clown gender person wouldn't care what they are called. They embrace all pronouns. Anyone at the peak of the pyramid is a full clown gender individual. After my stream today, I plan to come out as clown gender.
Oh, cool. You mean way at the top of the pyramid?
Yeah, I'll get the ball rolling on the idea. Then we step back and let the discourse fly.
Now here's the issue. A means of doing this to spark debate. And I mean, yeah, it is Z being a bad person. We know Z is not a good person. It's just... I don't get it.
What is happening?
Okay. Here we go. But is it actually true that you identify that way?
It's true enough. I mean, I came up with all this shit, didn't I?
Wow. Proud you're taking it up.
Thank you.
Because, I mean, the thing is like, xenogender is anything, right? Like, anyone can make a xenogender, anyone can, you know, identify with what they make or whatever, so, like...
We also do know Z was already...
using she, they.
Yeah.
I have to think about where I fit on your pyramid. I don't think I'm clown. I'm too cis-womany for that.
Yeah, you are. You take your time with it. Meditate deeply upon my clown gender continuum. One day, Riotous will bless you with the name.
Ah! Who?
I need a minute. I need a minute to think about what's happening. We went from starting off the stream with 50 fucking follower here.
My head is going to explode. My head is going to explode. Who are these people? We need to change that notification. You recognize any of them?
I mean, it says Lucio in here. I don't think it's...
Don't play
Lucio.
all of them!
You know, gender should be only used by neurodivergent people since there's a big disconnect from gender in that way.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I apologize. I thought I had seen... Anyone, I did not know that. I apologize.
We're gonna let that play for a minute as I try to collect myself from what the hell has just happened. Very confused as to where Hussey is going. And to what drove him to
I'm gonna
this.
play all these fucking subscriber notifications.
I'm gonna play like 10 of them. The sub notifications are coming from YouTube.
Apparently.
We got 50. How many did I count? It's like 38 or 48.
It was 48.
48 notifications of people subscribing to the Chaos Crypt YouTube, I think. But then I went and I checked, and there's only 36 people subscribed.
Fake.
Unless the YouTube just hasn't updated. They're all from like 4 hours ago. So it likely happened all at one moment. You miss clown gender?
And also these fake subscriber notifications from our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They're not real. No one's actually subscribing to the... No one's actually subscribing to the channel. For some reason, our Streamlabs is fucked up today. It's telling us that we
Unless it actually did just update all of it at once, because Evan was there. We know an Evan.
There's many Evans.
I know a few Evans. I have a cousin named Evan. I know Evan.
My head is going to explode.
Oh god, I haven't even really gotten into the lore yet. There's so much so fucking much. He's a mythical clown figure, the first Jubilite who lived millions of years ago. Comes to me in these crazy dreams sometimes, which is where I get most of the from. I'll probably start getting into this stuff in a few weeks. I know every Evan. Which just kinda hates us, yeah. Oh.
That sure is something. People will probably flip out about it. I barely can imagine the discourse surrounding whatever the hell this even is. Story? Religion? A cult?
I'm sure it will be complete pandemonium. Deploying this material to the masses in its own way is a great form of Pranxis. It's actually, like, meta Pranxis.
So an introduction to Pranxis to the world is also prank.
Ready to start streaming? Here, you can work the camera.
Okay. So confused.
Things were already strange enough.
But it was, we were following. Haltsy, stop trying to fool yourself. Ah, Lordy. Lordy.
Well, you missed chapter 1 where Z shot a cop, so...
Yeah, Z shot a cop. He used to be a social media...
Cyberbullied somebody.
Yeah. Used to be an influencer, got canceled for something. It's starting to come up.
Hallucinated a giant dream clown.
No, it was a dream. Her father is dead.
Yeah.
She's just kind of a bad person. Yes.
No, she wasn't hallucinating. That was a dream.
It was a dream.
Yeah. Giant clown person. Both carefully study the aftermath of your clown gender stream for the rest of the day. As expected, this discourse is popping off. Passionate discussion flares up, resulting in a great many truthful, awful takes, whereas others begin enthusiastically plotting themselves somewhere in your clown gender pyramid. Probably some, yeah.
It's Instagram drama, I think.
Yeah. All the most dedicated Jubilites vibe with the material instantly and update their clown sonas accordingly. All in all, you consider it a very successful installment in your serialized manifesto. You celebrate this with your friend in customary manner by continuing to loot her parents' supply of preposterous expensive wine. Abby, I have bad news.
What?
Ran out of wine that cost $10,000.
Oh no!
Had to get this one off the fucking bargain shelf. It's only $8,000 according to the web. Guess we'll have to make do with this swill tonight.
Unbelievable. Forced to live like common peasants.
Abby doesn't seem that bad, but Abby is complicit. I'd say enabling. I'd definitely use the words enabling.
Yeah.
That's fine, we can rough for a little while until our Pranxis ship comes in. Maybe we should debrief on all that tonight.
Yeah. It's easy to lose track of our business objectives when everyone's in such a frenzy about clown gender.
The reception of my gender pyramid couldn't possibly be better. Discourse is exquisite, much more satisfying than this discount piss wine for beggars.
Where are we with this? Are we still seducing my mom?
Yeah, I'm this close to getting her to want a divorce. Just need to push her. Needs another push or two. How are things going with your dad?
Good. I've certainly been talking to him a lot more frequently than he's ever come to expect. Which has actually made pulling the strings a lot easier. He's so delighted to be hearing from me often. I think it's made him a lot more willing to believe the stuff I'm saying. Almost makes me feel bad, kinda.
Don't feel bad. Remember, there are bad people. These are bad people, actually.
Oh, I know. Hard to forget that, since the role-playing I've been doing is making me feel pretty gross.
Role-playing?
Yeah, I've gone really hard into the direction of acting like I've taken a sudden conservative turn in my beliefs. I mean, I still keep it believable. I still say I hate Trump and talk a lot of shit about Biden too, because obviously he's gets a kick out of it when I rant like that, because it wasn't even long ago he hated Biden too, before he started giving him millions of dollars. I mean, the fact that the facial
Are rendered.
and the rest is split so it's different. Like there's a word for it. Has to do with the pixel size, because the face is pixelated. It's just a different sized pixel,
yeah,
which is not satisfying to look at.
Yeah, looks like he's got a new crush. Your dad, ex-Biden, sounds like an especially torrid old man yaoi fic.
Ugh, no. Also, yeah, pretty much. But I just go on like that. Barely even talk about Bitcoin. That approach is too ham-fisted. It just makes it obvious I have some weird agenda after a while. Instead, I spend a lot of time trashing our fans, calling them gullible socialist sheep who hate America.
Well, that is basically what they are. It just so happens they're right to feel that way.
Yeah, I just do a lot of sneering at their liberal bullshit. If my experiences with the fans have really opened my eyes towards sensible conservative thinking. The trick is to take all the shitty things he's ever said about politics and repackage those statements into my own voice and say it all back to him. You'd think it would be pretty suspicious, me suddenly flipping on a bunch of political shit we used to argue about. But I just know how he thinks. Loves hearing it. The belief it's true. It just confirms his biases, you know? He just assumes I'm growing up, dispensing with all my childish political beliefs and becoming the responsible heiress he always wanted me to be.
This is genius. You're literally the CEO of fucking Pranxis right now. You feel like a silly baby toying with your mother's heart.
No, your angle is so good. God knows they need a divorce. You're helping them, actually.
We also forgot about this part in her plan of seducing a mother and causing a divorce.
Yeah.
The way they're written makes you root for them, like, even though when you look at everything they're doing, they're horrible. They're both doing really horrible shit. Yeah, they also have too much money, which turns them into shitheads. You're doing them a favor by taking it, really.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'm about to hit a wall, though. There are diminishing returns when it comes to email seduction. Like, she obviously doesn't expect at all that this isn't the real guy she's talking to. I just start running out of ammo with the sexting shit. Yes, it's framed specifically. Nope, somebody playing Psychonauts that just popped up. It's
Psycholonials! Not Psychonauts!
That's another game.
Yeah!
We should play that game, though.
Great!
Okay. I just start running out of ammo with the sexting shit. It gets repetitive and there's no way to up the ante. It's not like I can call her.
Maybe what you need is a voice actor to play his part. Could be really any dude who's willing to bullshit through a fake affair with a rich Republican donor. As a rich Republican donor. Even someone much younger, like one of your sheep, perhaps?
It would have to be someone who wouldn't mind being deeply complicit in crypto fraud.
That describes probably like half of our followers? What?
Or maybe it could be someone who already is complicit, even if he doesn't know it yet. Oh no.
This bitch!
Percy.
Not Percy! He's just vibing!
You open your previous DM with Percy and pick up where you left off with your drunken conversation, like barely a day has gone by. This time you make sure your flirtation is considerably less hostile, which he appears to appreciate. Actually, more than appreciative, actually. His instincts as a voted sheep seems to be... Yeah. Considering how much clout you've accumulated since your last spoke, you must feel quite special, given that he must feel quite special, given that he had a chance to speak with you when you only had a meager following of 1,000 people. This special feeling of elite ground floor access to you is a factor you can easily work to your advantage. By now, you doubt there's much you could ask him that he wouldn't leap at the honored opportunity to help him with. As a dedicated fan of your content, he should be more than thrilled to participate in a scheme which is such a quintessential act of Pranxis. Consider how many sheeps would kill for a chance to be in his shoe. Or if not literally commit a murder, then at least be framed for one. You decide not to mention your troubles with the law just yet, let alone the fact that you arbitrarily decided to implicate him in the slaying of a police officer. That would really kill the mood. It could also overwhelm him, when you really need his wits as sharp as possible, so he can play the role of a wealthy tutor to a middle-aged billionaire woman. After all the flirtatious pleasantries are over, you and Abby retire to your living room as you continue walking him through the play. Don't manipulate. Yeah. So, just to be clear, you were asking me to call your friend's mother and engage in various forms of amorous banter? Yeah, but Jesus, Purse. You're gonna have to turn on the charm a little bit better than that. Oh. I believe I can do that. Remember a few weeks ago when you slid into my DMs and started hitting on me? I'm not sure. I was like... I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you're cool and... God damn it. First, you were a very thirsty boy that night. Don't fuck with me on this. I know an eager sheep when I see one. Your move worked, didn't it? Here I am talking to you again, asking you to help us with some sort of important mission-critical shit. So it is time to stop doubting yourself. Clearly you have some killer chat instincts or whatever, which even you don't fully grasp yet. Wow. So now I need you to help the movement by channeling that sick chat energy toward a rich woman who is extremely lonely and horny. I'll do my best, but aside from participating in a series of sexually charged conversations with a woman, not exactly sure what else to say. I don't have the context for the previous interactions, or know anything about the character I'm supposed to. Don't worry, I'll send that. Send you copies of all the email chains. I can also send you all the information I have on this guy. Some rich douche who gives Republicans a lot of money. I met the guy once or twice, but otherwise never encounters him, except for these fake emails I've been throwing at her. Yeah, research material will be helpful. Send me anything you have. First, this is fucking amazing of you. It takes some real balls to do this. Hope you know how much I appreciate it. No problem, really. It sounds fun. I'm happy to help. Percy.
You don't know better!
He don't know better. He doesn't know he's been implicated in murder. Hey, maybe after you've made some progress with our mark, you can hop a ferry over here. I mean, for real this time. Sorry if it sounded like I was fucking with you about last time. Nah, it's okay. Sure, I'd love to. All I'm saying is life on the island gets kinda lonely, you know? Real lonely. Pandemic isn't helping much either. Feels like an eternity since I socialized. You know what I mean. I feel like Hussey is spelling out as carefully as he can. These are not role models. Yeah. Imagine his face when he sees that he's been charged for cop murder. Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's been quite some time since I had any company. Outside of work, I mean. Just let me know when you'd like me to come. I'll be there.
Oh? What the Christ is going on?
Oh, yeah, that's a cool... that cool person gotta go by. What?
This is like when the GPS says turn left in 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Turn left here. Please turn left in 5 feet. Recalculating.
This chapter
Please
is...
turn right.
This chapter is so much wilder than chapter 1, and
It's
we thought...
called Wild Card. The chapter is called Wild Card.
I didn't know that.
It said it
Push...
at the start.
Uh-oh. Abby, I don't think I...
It's okay. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have.
No, it's fine. I don't want to hurt your feelings. It seems like a bad idea.
I got carried away. No, you're not into me that way.
I'm sorry. It's just that...
You don't have to apologize. You're straight, I get it. I know that. I'm pushy sometimes.
No, it's it's not like that. I'm not even straight. I don't think you really understand me.
Like to.
Abby, you're like the only person in the world I actually care about and all that. What we almost did, for me, I don't know. Certainly not about affection. Yeah!
Oh my god.
What? Whoa. And all that... What we almost did for me, it's not... I don't know, it's certainly not about affection. It's more like a weapon.
That's harsh. Sounds... bad.
This is not for children. Look at what I was just doing with Percy. This guy probably doesn't really deserve any of this.
Having some fun with them. He likes it. It's so obvious that being able to help you out is like the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Abby, I fucking framed him for cop murder.
Hey, yes, that was pretty bad. You just panicked when talking to some cops. We can figure out how to deal with that. It wasn't like sending his photo of... Sorry, I can't read. It wasn't like sending his photo was the result of some diabolical sexual con. It's fucked up, that's all.
Yeah, but it only happened because that was the day I began messing with him. Look, all I'm saying is I'm kind of fucked up about this subject. No matter what happens, I don't want to feel like I'm using that particular weapon against you. Does that make sense?
Totally.
I have to piss. Really flew through that dollar store wine tonight, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm hurt. Bastard. Holy. Cool.
That's peeking the mic.
Get her ass.
Influencer Z named person of interest in murder of Nantucket police officer.
It's gonna end. I knew it! I have a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? It's fine. What the Christ? The name of the chapter was Card. Get her ass. Get their ass. What is the sword? I'm so... Yeah, we know about the website. But at the same time, I do feel slightly bad. Like... Where is he going?
I don't know.
Where is he going with this? Oh, but you can't hide. Like... That was so wild.
We're at 3 out of 9. And she's already been... 1 out of 9, she committed murder. 3 out of 9, she was implicated for murder. So, in this chapter, we saw the reveal of clown gender. Which was touchy subject, but also Hussey did a little bit of educating about how gender actually in a very weird way.
In a very weird, still not exactly right kind of way.
Yeah, but the best way he could have, really. Probably.
Like,
the best of his understanding.
Have you seen that tweet that's like, people think gender is a spectrum as a line, but it's actually a circle sort of thing? It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
And like is it like illustrating that like some of these ideas are not right, or like that's not a great person, or is it just like, I think it's just kind of misguided.
Yeah.
No.
There also could be the fact that Hussey knows all these things, but he's putting the direct perspective of Z. Gender is a bimodal distribution of high-dimensional manifold. Just doesn't roll off the tongue. Because we've seen how, like, the actions of Vriska don't represent the actions of Hussey.
Oh yeah, no, and like it's...
And the actions of Gamzee don't
No, yeah, exactly, like...
These can easily just be her beliefs on things.
It's just a weird way of going about it. And, like, there is a bit of discomfort to it, and I think that's might be purposeful, but...
I think so.
Because it was uncomfortable.
I think it's meant to be uncomfortable, because it is very uncomfortable. That moment made me actually afraid of what was coming for the next couple pages.
Yeah.
I was like, I really hope Hussey's not going to do something transphobic. But then he didn't, which was good, but also Z was kind of... because it also really depends on what Z said, because Z said she was doing it for discourse, but also was saying, like, that she does genuinely identify that way.
Yeah. I think the real thing that probably shouldn't have been talked about was the pronouns thing.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, you know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put a message in our Discord, like, and be like, hey, if anyone plays Psycholonials Chapter 3, there's some uncomfortable stuff about gender in it.
Yeah.
Just be aware of it. The pronoun part did feel like it was taking a piss a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of where I...
Yeah. Then, like, 2 seconds after that, she said she didn't include the pronouns. They didn't want to feel like it was taking a piss on the concept of gender. Yeah. I mean, I still want to know how everything else plays out. I'm not turned away from the game. I'm just...
It's important to be critical
Critical
of these...
consumption. Hussey wrote a slightly transphobic character, which doesn't quite make him transphobic, makes us wonder how harder than we expected to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them saying everyone using these pronouns would be annoying was a rough statement. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you already have to be critical about this entire story.
Yeah. Similarly, he wrote a slightly cop-killing character, make him a cop killer, but makes us wonder how harder than we... Yeah. Like, obviously, like, Andrew Hussey's not a murderer.
There's just the theory.
The joke, yeah.
The
Doesn't
Jer
make him a
joke.
cop killer. Yeah. Like, there's all kinds of characters in Homestuck.
Commit murder.
Who commit murder, who do terrible things. Big V word.
Yeah.
The big G word. Stuff like that. The big B word. The big C word. Bro, Caliborn.
Oh.
Stuff like that. Yeah, in that regard, obviously the actions of a character do not equal the actions of the writer.
I think that Hussey is just very good at making very bad characters.
He is.
And I think that it might have come from... Do you remember what... I think it was Link from Good Mythical Morning said about how he used to be racist and he learned from it?
Yeah.
I think Hussey probably held some of these ideas when he was younger.
No, he definitely did.
Which we saw through the writing, and then he's used these to create these characters that you're just supposed to hate and make you angry and upset. I think that's kind of where some of these characters come from.
Yeah.
He went through some of these phases of beliefs enough that he's able to put it into it as, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Catharsis.
Versus,
To get rid of some of those feelings, because we know he had some bad feelings. Yeah, his bad characters feel genuinely evil. He has, like, a very good understanding of what, not just, like...
multifaceted.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about Vriska. Vriska was also abused, you know? Like, it's obviously Vriska is a terrible person. But also, like, recognizing that... I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of those things come from different places.
Yeah.
I guess is what I mean to say. And, like, Hussey's good at making his characters multifaceted in that they're not evil just to be evil. The only one I would say is maybe, like... And that's not even true. I was gonna say Caliborn's kind of a dick just to be a dick. But Caliborn's also a bit of comedic relief, but I don't know.
Hussy's evil characters are so different from general media because so many of them track down to they're bad because they can be bad and just because they have that disposition.
That's what makes Vriska so complicated.
Yeah.
Because there's also a layer with that with like Gamzee too, of like Gamzee's Gamzee and his like Lussus and stuff, and then like Vriska and the Lussus. And that like comes from somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And if you really look at it, none of the trolls in Homestuck are good people.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, most of the characters in Homestuck aren't meant to be good people.
Yeah.
But, like, characters like Vriska just get so complicated because it comes from somewhere,
they
you
all
know?
do something bad at some point, which is what makes them human. Not like the trolls and everybody. It just adds that layer of humanity that
no, you
can do bad things.
Yeah, you should not be making characters that are just perfect people.
Yeah.
Like, that's boring. You have to have these multifaceted characters. You have to have characters that, you know, hold something like a mistake or just feel a certain way. You know, like, they all grow in different ways. Yeah, so I'm curious to see where Z goes.
Yeah.
You know, where Z's growth is, where Abby's growth is, because that chapter was rough.
Yeah.
The first 2 chapters for Z
but
in particular were rough.
Hussy has also made a point to say that this is not appropriate for under 18, so that should already tell you that you are supposed to go into this with the understanding of critical consumption.
Yeah.
I think that's also probably to keep himself safe from people who take these things and project the character's feelings onto Hussy.
Yeah. I do think the stuff about gender was a little teetering the line.
Yeah.
Maybe not entirely needed. But in this particular circumstance, that's Z's feelings, not Hussy's.
Yeah.
And, like, not to not hold Hussy accountable, because we absolutely have to be holding the author for this accountable. It's just, it's not clear right now if that came from a place of being misguided, being deliberate, or being deliberate in that this is not a good character to look up at, you know?
Yeah. Which I think it's probably the third, this is deliberate as a character not to look up at, because that's very much been how Hussy's written his characters. And I've talked about Hussy's characters before and how deep his characterization goes with his characters, and I don't even think saying 3-dimensional is really fair.
That's why I've been saying multifaceted.
Yeah, because they're beyond 3-dimensional.
Especially characters like Vriska, Terezi, Dave, like, very, very, there's a lot going on. Dirk.
Yeah.
Dirk.
Yeah. It's hard.
I can talk for ages about Dirk.
Yeah, it's especially hard once you include the epilogues and all that stuff.
Don't even, like...
Because that changes the characters intrinsically, but you also have 2 separate versions of each character.
And you also have to realize that Hussy kind of went, like, bye with the epilogues, like...
Yeah. Trigger warnings for just lots of things.
Subtly
right
giving
now.
you clues to build your opinion on his... Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, within the epilogues, there's one version of Dirk who goes evil Dirk, and then there's one version...
Dirk, yeah.
Alt Dirk, and then there's one version of Dirk in the epilogues who kills himself and he stays dead because he views his death as a just death.
It hurts me so bad. It hurts me so
like,
bad.
These are two vastly...
That's what happened to Dirk. Like,
there's 2 vastly different interpretations of the same character by the same writer.
That's kind of why I fell off of Homestuck too, because they did Dirk so dirty.
Yeah.
Dirk is my favorite character from Homestuck. It was originally Karkat, it is now Dirk. I love him with all of my heart. like, everything that happened to Dirk was so, like, oof, you know?
There's his heroic death in Collide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god, it kills me.
Hussey
It kills me.
goes beyond three-dimensional characters. And I think it's been so long since we read Homestuck that we kind of forgot about how alive his characters are.
I've been thinking about rereading.
Yeah.
At least from, I mean, I know there's the Homestuck reread from one of our friends is doing a Homestuck read on their channel, but like I might just go from Act 6, just reread Act 6 and watch the end, because that's where it really starts to come together for me.
Yeah.
Like, I love Act 5, I love the trolls, I love meeting, you know, June, Rose, and them. Act 6 is where it happens for me.
They feel like real people with flaws, and that's something that it's starting to become clear again with Psycholonials, that Hussey is very good at writing characters that feel like real people.
That's why I love Dirk so much.
Yeah. And that's why their wrongs feel such, like...
It hurts us, because it, like...
It feels like you're watching a real person say it.
I've had buds over the years trying to get me to read it. I didn't get far. It's a lot. It is a lot, and obviously early Homestuck is very, very rough, because we do see that Andrew Hussey holds some not great beliefs in 2009. And, like, not praising that he's become a better person, but recognizing that by Act 6, you can tell there's a shift.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit to take. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some slur usage in the very beginning of Homestuck that's completely unnecessary. And just some words thrown around. It was a different time. That's another thing to recognize, and that's not an excuse, but it was a just different time period. 2009 and 2021 are not the same year. Thank you for contributing to the ChaosCon Minecraft server challenge.
One of the important things to remember about Homestuck is that a large portion of its fan base that read it was not the people who should have read it.
No.
It was read by
children.
And it was supposed to read it. It was supposed to be read by adults. It was supposed to be read by having the foundations of critical consumption and literary analysis.
Yeah.
That, you know, as a kid, you just don't know.
Maybe not at the very beginning, but I think by, like, Act 3 or 4...
It's stated from the start that you...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I remember it being stated somewhere near the start.
But yeah, Homestuck was not consumed by the right people. It was consumed by young teenagers that shouldn't have been exposed to it. Like I said, lots of word and slur usage in the very beginning of Homestuck that is very unnecessary. You can tell that Hussey, those are some of Hussey's kind of beliefs. That kind of seeps in the very beginning of Homestuck.
But then you start to see him grow over the years as a writer.
That's why I think Act 6 is the best act.
Yeah.
It's also the longest, but Act 6 is, like, really where it starts to come together. But you need the foundations of 1 through 5 to read Act 6, if you've never looked at it.
The fact that it was so viciously consumed by a minor heavy fandom didn't help with its standing as a literary work.
I first found out about it when I was like 14.
Yeah.
Or younger, 13.
But Homestuck as a literary work is
actually incredible. You don't read Homestuck for the story. You read it for characterization and literary analysis.
Yeah.
The story's nothing. The story is complicated and confusing, and you're never gonna get it. You read Homestuck for the characters.
But also, Hussey's story does make a lot of sense. It requires multiple read-throughs, and it requires reading the entire thing to understand the entire thing. And, like, that's... I will die on this hill, though, that Homestuck is a modern literary masterpiece in many ways. But it was not able to get that recognition because of its fan base consumption.
Yes. The fan base, like, I get it. It's, the fan base had a reputation, and this includes minors and adults at the time. It just has a reputation.
Yeah.
It has a reputation of just being toxic and, you know, being wild. And just, you know, a lot of kids, you know, like, and that's not the fault of the kids. It's definitely not the fault of the kids.
Yeah.
It just happened that way. It's the way the internet works. I blame the internet 9 times out of 10 for that, you know? But, like, I was
like,
12.
could you imagine
like,
if...
everyone was, like, 11 or 12 when they first read
Yeah.
it. You're not supposed to be 12 or 11 reading Homestuck. Like, I couldn't get into it when I was that young, and then I went back when I was, like, 19 or 20, and I reread it in full, and I was like, I get it. Like, I can understand this. The characterization is here. And at that point, I was old enough to view it from a literary and analytical standpoint. I think Homestuck is best consumed when you're an adult that's been through at least a couple of either high honors classes in high school or in college about reading literature.
Yeah.
And reading characterization. We're theater majors. We have to learn about characterization.
Yeah. I'm also an analysis.
Yeah.
I did literature analysis as my specialty.
I'm in a creative writing major now. I have to know about characterization. Hussey does an amazing job with it.
But here's something I have to say. Could you imagine if the works of Shakespeare were made in MS Paint? Just, I know I sound weird for a second, but just bear with me. Imagine the works of Shakespeare put into the MS Paint style. It's not going to be taken seriously.
No.
Like, it's the medium. The medium is what shines about Homestuck, but it's also the thing that holds it back.
That's why no one takes Homestuck seriously. Because when I remember it vividly. When I was about, I think I was 19. It was like 2 years ago. I only read Homestuck about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's when we read it. It was after it was 2019 because the epilogues had just...
Yeah.
And it was the 10-year anniversary. It was like February of 2019, and I said, you know what? I never finished Homestuck as a kid. I only got to Act 4. I'm gonna reread it. Every single one of my friends crucified me for it. I did not get one good response from any of my friends about reading it because they were like, that's cringy, that's stupid, what are you doing? Which is whatever. I was like,
but
fine.
You'd think Shakespeare were cringe if it were put into MS Paint.
Yeah.
And if it had the following... If Shakespeare had the following that Homestuck did, and the medium, people would think it were cringy. It wouldn't get taken seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying Hussey is the modern day Shakespeare. I'm just using Shakespeare as an example because he's on a master list. Not master list, because he's known for his masterpieces. It's what drove me to want to have a literary major and read into things deeper and want to understand. Yeah.
My biggest, inspirations when it comes to character creation and story design, Andrew Hussey and Toby Fox.
Yeah.
Absolutely those two people. They're so brilliant at it. They're brilliant at just being artistic in a very, unconventional way. And
it's a new medium.
Yeah, I really, really love that.
They're establishing their new mediums of media consumption that aren't getting taken seriously. Or nearly as serious as they should be.
Undertale and Homestuck are like laughing stocks for a lot of people. Really looking into those two pieces of work deeply, those are two of my favorite pieces of media I've ever consumed.
Yeah.
Homestuck proper and Undertale. They're absolutely brilliant in their character design, their characterization, their story design, their story, just everything. Everything about both of those. The music. Especially the music. Toby Fox is a fucking brilliant composer. They're just brilliant. And no one takes them seriously because of memes, fan bases and the way of which they're consumed.
Yeah. But, like,
It's a problem for both of them.
So criticized for reading. Yeah. But, like, Homestuck, looking at it as a piece of work, it is a monolith of work. It is bigger than the Bible. It has more care put into it. I don't think high honors classes grants you analysis, definite age. Yes. Age and experience and a little bit of schooling, of course, but understanding the characters is easy as people is it as a kid. Of course, you're not going to say these characters are like people. You see character and you're either going to say bad or good, and that's how fandoms are. Usually made of kids, the characters look to people out of the fandom, look bad in 2D. Same thing happened to Hetalia, but Hetalia didn't. Yeah. But, like, I also can't read. That's part of the it's me who can't read. But Homestuck.
No, I'm not. I wasn't also trying to say that, like, you need education to read this stuff. I'm just saying that, like, education is part of experience with a lot of these kinds of things. And just like, some of those classes help you read literature. That's why people take them.
It's not that you can't analyze Homestuck without these high honors and different analytical classes. It's that it assists you.
And, like, you don't get taught these kinds of things in middle school, is what I mean.
Everyone on the music team was fantastic at the job and painted the picture of Homestuck. Yeah. Homestuck as a musical work, Homestuck as a literary work, Homestuck as a new medium of artwork and storytelling. Everything combines together to create a modern masterpiece that is not recognized for its
platform.
It's not recognized because of the platform that it grew on, and it's ridiculed when it really should be recognized for what it did.
Because there's a lot of things in Homestuck that are just silly or wrong or just not cool, you know? There's a lot of that. But when you look at the overarching general arc of it, what it did for artists, what it did, thank you for the raid.
Oh, that's a host. Thanks, Hachi.
Thank you for the host. What it did for artists, musicians, and writers who consumed it, and, like, what it's, like, there are still Homestuck fan projects that happen today.
Yeah.
12 years after its conception.
It had a major cultural impact.
It did.
And it gets
swept to the side because that cultural impact was not the best in every way.
Yeah.
It exposed a lot of children to a lot of mature topics very early. Obviously, Andrew Hussey's beliefs at that time were not the best. Stuff like that. I've recently been categorizing a list of all Homestuck music into all of the genres that it fits into. Listening to all of the music again gives me a rush of nostalgia. Yeah, for real. Really brilliant soundtrack on it.
I think that we should do a read of Homestuck as well.
On the channel?
On the channel. But not of, like, a let's read, more of a let's analyze and break down everything.
Yeah.
Not that we know everything, but, like, we are familiar with the work, and
but
we have a toolbox.
We also haven't touched it in a bit.
Age gives you the toolbox and a few starter tools in analyzing. And then going to classes gives you more tools for your box.
Yeah.
As a way to put it. That's what Peter would say. Yes, you can.
Yeah. It's not even about, like, education. I think it's more maturity.
Yeah. That also plays into it. Yeah. You have to be mature enough to be able to take it.
You also have to be mature to know that there are some things in Homestuck that are immature.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's, you know, parts of it are funny. Some of the characters are funny, and some of them are supposed to be funny and are not. Some of them aren't supposed to be funny, and they are. Stuff like that, you know, just, Jer and I can go on and on and on analyzing many different things. I mentioned earlier doing a ninja sex party analyzing stream at some point. We really love this stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're writers, we're storytellers. Like,
we are not the authorities on these things.
No,
but we have the knowledge to talk about our opinions on them.
No, yeah. I'm a creative writer. I want to be an author. Characterization and story structure and building is super cool to me. And I love seeing it done in other works very well. And Hussey just has a knack for it, as well as Toby Fox. I'd love to also analyze, like, Undertale. Like, if you just go through semi-recent Undertale facts, it's fucking insane.
It would be a couple months long just video essay
of
project
Homestuck,
of Homestuck. I suppose that's why Dogscast is so good.
That's like that's what helps us with Dogscast, because we love analyzing, we love looking at characterization. Just all around.
Click toes. Thanks, Brightly.
Thanks, Brightly. One of a kind experience. Exactly. There's nothing else on the internet like Homestuck, and things that have tried to replicate it. There's not much there, you know? Like what I mean by that is in the same kind of format of audio visual, MS Paint art, crude drawing, stuff like that, you know, just animation as well. It's got so much to it. But
alright.
That's all we have for now. Thank you guys for being here and listening to us. They failed pretty much. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to us. We will keep going with Psycholonials. And remembering to stay critical of it. See what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Alright.
We're gonna go raid. Thank you guys for listening to us. We could go on and on and on. We'll probably start a Homestuck series at some point on the channel. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Dinner's streaming tonight.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna be on Yuri's stream for friggin' Terraria, and then Sam is streaming Fallout.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be streaming on here.
So yeah,
again.
Go check out Yuri's channel, and also we will be live with Sam again at 10 o'clock EST. If you're interested, we'll see you then. You can also join our Discord if you want.
We have a Discord.
You can talk for ages.
Yeah.
Alright. Bye, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Woo! Woo! Woo!
3, 2, 1.
I'm Carly.
I'm Carly. And I'm
Sam.
and we're
Going